Hey everybody, it's Durger time. Welcome back to another episode of Total Extreme Wrestling 2016, Billy Corgan's NWA. We are back here for the first week of May, second episode of Starrcade after the fire apocalypse, I guess you would say. We got rid of a whole bunch of people. Everyone seems to be in the comment section, seem to be feeling like generally we're on the right track with that. And I'm feeling like that too. I think we did a pretty good job trimming down this cast of characters from, I think we had like 40 people and we have 31, which is a lot more manageable. They give you a kind of an estimate of, looks like 20. I think maybe 41 was a little unwieldy there. We also are barreling towards our fourth now major pay-per-view, I guess it would be, since we started, which is actually a crossover show with PWG, a member of our new NWA Alliance. So we are heading into that, I think, I can't check the schedule right now, I think it's in a week or two. It's not really a story-focused one, but it might be one that will be good for our Alliance and might be something that we can build on. Let's go ahead and let's get in it, but first things first, let's just check to see if we got anything going on here. Yes, we do. Okay, so backstage rating 57%. Cody's working elsewhere as he does, so Trent is still out injured. Let's go ahead and see what our locker room incidents are. Ooh, a whole bunch. All right, we got an incident involving Corey Hollis and Elliot Russell. Corey Hollis was being a jerk backstage and eventually threw a punch. Holy crap, he threw a punch at Elliot. It was a bad move, though. He got beaten up as a result. I feel like it's pretty, that's a lot, man. He's going to get fined. You're unhappy. Well, too bad. You shouldn't be punching people backstage. Keep it in the ring. We've got an incident involving Ashley Vox. Got a lot of heat in the rest of the locker room for her selfish behavior. Just a slap on the wrist is probably fine. And we got something involving Jeremy Borash and Ryback. Brought to wrestle the court, accused of annoying everyone else with his constant boasting and cocky attitude. That doesn't sound that far off from reality. Gotta give him that. All right. Well, so he was sentenced to remain silent for the rest of the night and to buy drinks for everyone after the show. So there we go. So, backstage still not great. Let's see what we could do. I'm gonna have everyone clear the air. Everyone's mad right now. So if I feel like if we clear the air, maybe people will feel a little bit better. Boop 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 boop. Like literally everybody's mad at me. Who isn't mad at me? All right. So actually, it brought the rating down a little bit, but I think gives them all a little bit of a boost. We've got people that, a whole bunch of people are negative influences right now too. All right. So let's go ahead and let's book this show. Let's see what we're working with here. Where are we? Midwest. We're expecting 1,600 fans. Pick best venue, Columbus Junction, huh? Let's take a look at that and make sure that seems good. Could hold 1,500, so we will sell it out. We'll pack it out. Yeah, I think that's probably not a bad idea. I'd rather pack it out than have empty seats. So we're gonna have a few people outside, unable to get in. We're gonna sell it out though, and I think that will be worth it. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, let's go book it. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back. Let's run this show and see another episode of Starrcade. We start off with the exhibition match. We got Candice LeRae versus Rachel Ellering. Candice LeRae takes the win in a short match in 4 minutes before 44 with a moonsault press. D rating, not horrible. Got to show off the strong start. What we're trying to do here, we're just trying to give Candice another win, solidify her number one contendership for the NWA Women's Championship. And then we move on to a backstage segment. We're in, the camera's in Paul Pinky George's office. There's a knock on the door, and he calls the person in. It's Tim Storm. Offers Tim Storm a seat. He sits him down. He tells him, I gave you an opportunity before, and I want to remind you that more will follow. And Tim Storm seems perplexed. He hasn't talked to him in a while. He thought it was a one-time deal. Why me? He asks. Pinky looks at him, looks at a picture on the wall of his grandfather, and he says, I don't care about legacy. I don't care about professional wrestling. If I had my way, I'd sell this entire franchise to Carl's Jr. But Corgan, he took that legacy, and he's running this place into the ground. We're hemorrhaging money. He's just hiring anybody that he wants, anybody he's a fan of. He doesn't care about anything. He doesn't know how to run this business. I mean, you were here before him. You understand. He stole your spotlight, your belt, your legacy. I'm giving you the opportunity to get it all back. Storm agrees, but he's confused. How? I'll be honest, I don't think I can go like I used to, especially not in this field. Listen, just do what I tell you tonight, Tim. And don't worry, Billy doesn't know about the Founder's Clause. Not yet. So interesting situation starting to unfold. We haven't seen much of Tim Storm's relationship with the grandson of the grandson of the founder of the company. Not for a while. He gave him an opportunity a long time ago, now almost a month and a half back. But it seems he still has him on his mind. He still has an eye for him. We don't know why. But he has a plan, and he still is mentioning again this Founder's Clause, which we're not quite sure what it will do. So we go on to another match. We have CJ Robinson versus Simon Gotch. Well, CJ, unfortunately, Juice himself, former tag team partner, betrayed him, and he's obviously now in the singles circuit. Extremely short match. Simon Gotch takes the win against Juice Robinson at 5 minutes after a distraction from Jimmy Jacobs. Juice's old partner comes out to the ringside, and he doesn't interfere. He just stands there and makes his presence known. But the distraction there is enough to catch Juice off his guard, and Simon Gotch delivers a Blue Monster Driver and finishes the match. So, not bad. It got the crowd hotter. No major chemistry between the two here. Obviously, Simon Gotch is a weaker performer than CJ, but not bad. And unfortunately, Juice is losing some of his momentum. His mojo has been lost, especially with the constant reminder of the failure of his tag team. D45, not horrible. Let's move on. Paul Pinky George III comes out to the middle of the ring, grabs a microphone, and he demands for Billy Corgan to come out on stage. Corgan comes out on stage, I guess like wearing a scarf or some whatever hipster gear he's got on today. Saw him on that All-In press conference. I don't know if you guys saw him dressed up like a 1940s gangster with a pinstripe suit and a fedora. It was amazing. Maybe that's what he's wearing. I don't know. And he calls him out, though. He tells him, listen, I own stake in this company, too. I'm making my demands. I'm booking as well. And Corgan's like, okay. What do you want? What do you want, George? And he's very irritated. You could tell that there's things going on behind the scenes backstage that we don't always see. You could tell the irritation in Corgan's voice. You booked the number one contendership match. You said Nick Aldis versus Cody Rhodes for the number one contendership. I'm putting another name in the ring. He's like, well, you can't do that. The match has already been set. Well, here's what I'm going to do. Nick Aldis versus my candidate, Tim Storm. Tim Storm wins the match tonight. You have to make it a triple threat. Billy Corgan ponders it, just sighs, and goes, okay, fine. If Tim Storm wins the match against Nick Aldis tonight, then I'll make it a triple threat match with him, Cody Rhodes, and Nick Aldis. Okay, does that make you happy? And then George just kind of nods and agrees. And so we have now a main event, Tim Storm versus Nick Aldis. If Tim Storm wins, he gets into the number one contendership match with Cody Rhodes. So Angle got the crowd hotter. They dug it, even though it was rated pretty poorly. And obviously the future of the NWA storyline has advanced and gained some heat. Very good. And now we have the second open challenge from the new junior heavyweight, Tyler Bate. He goes out to the ring again, calls it out, and says, listen, anybody that wants a shot at my title, I am a fighting champion. Anybody in the roster, anybody in the ring, anybody that's in the building right now, you want to fight me, I'll put the belt on the line. Now comes out Rory Gulak, Drew Gulak's brother, a member of the junior heavyweight division in NWA, and a talented performer. He comes out and challenges Tyler Bate, and they fight, apparently to have a subpar wrestling match, but though a decent reaction. Tyler Bate defeated Rory Gulak in 16 minutes with a Tyler Driver in 97. It makes defense number 2 of his NWA junior heavyweight title. Ouch. Tyler Bate sustained a liver contusion from the match. That sounds horribly painful. Holy crap. It was poorly paced. Apparently the crowd was a little bit rowdier. I didn't realize that Rory was such a weak performer compared to Tyler Bates. I really thought he was a little bit closer to his brother. I guess I have to keep that in mind booking going forward, because Tyler Bates definitely outclassed him. Definitely got a penalty from that, I'm sure. D- is not really what we wanted from this, but we'll live with it. Yeah. So Raven's telling me that maybe it was a bad idea to have it called into the ring. Yeah, well, oh well. Got a lot of heat backstage for injuring Tyler. Alright. That's fine. We move on to a promo segment in the middle of the ring. Enzo Amore comes out, his music hits, he gets his microphone, and, he dishes for about 5 minutes. He's talking about his place in the company. He's talking about being the realest G in the room in the NWA and whatnot, doing the things that Enzo does. He lambasts Cody as just some WWE reject that doesn't belong here. He, lambasts the roster, says that none of them even hold a candle on the microphone or in the ring that he does. He's generally propping himself up and basically kind of making the posture that he doesn't care who wins the number one contendership. He doesn't care if Tim Storm, some retired teacher, is fighting him. He doesn't care if Nick Aldis, some B-tier wrestler from TNA comes to him in the match. And he doesn't care if Cody Rhodes, the son of a plumber, fights him. Another castaway from WWE. He doesn't care. He says this is his house. This is his belt, and it ain't going anywhere. It does really well. I mean, as we know from the microphone, Enzo is almost unparalleled and does very well. B- 73. I might as well just have Enzo do nothing but talk on the show for an hour, and I think I would probably get a B rating. As long as he stays away from rap, I think we're fine. And then we have a final for a main event, Tim Storm versus Nick Aldis. In a decent match, Tim Storm takes the win and defeats Nick Aldis by pinfall in 12 minutes after interference from the ring when a ref wasn't looking. At ringside, Tim Storm's manager, Paul Pinky George III, ends up taking a bat and cracking the back of Nick Aldis' skull with a kendo stick, smashing him in, get him disoriented, and Tim Storm takes the win. Match got the crowd hotter. Tim Storm had a rating of 34. Nick Aldis has 62. And, of course, we gained heat for our NWO storyline. D+, not bad for having Tim Storm in it, actually. But major movements for the NWA now, because now Tim Storm, having won that belt, will, in fact, be fighting Cody Rhodes and Nick Aldis for the number one contendership. So he got kind of what he wanted, and so did Paul Pinky George. Let's see. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to get some of these warnings that our live events experience is a little bit worse because we bumped those ratings down, but that's fine. Crowd wasn't happy. They expected more angles and interview segments. I'll have to keep that in mind. So maybe I should have just had Enzo on there more. But it did increase our popularity in 16 regions, which is good. And we did, in fact, I believe, sell out 1,500 people in our stadium, which was awesome. So we got some notes. Tony Giovanni has announced that he will be retiring for active competition. I didn't. You don't wrestle, though. I don't know what that means. Tyler Bate is injured. Hulu is unhappy. Well, whatever. We're not going to be with you for longer. Raven's opinion. Simon Gotch doesn't get it. Raven's upset with Simon Gotch. Cody Rhodes, now muscular. All right. Yeah, we got some decisions to make here. Pay requests. Yeah. Well, how much are you worth? We do 50%. It's annoyed. Whatever. Now, I'm trying to remember. I think, isn't Shivani basically unavailable for us? I feel like, you're fine. If you want to retire, you can retire. Because I feel like you're the one that constantly is not available during our scheduling anyways for our pay-per-views. Are you not? Maybe you're not. Oh, it's Borash. Oh, well. Oh, well. We'll figure it out. So we got another Starrcade coming up in 6 days. And then in a couple more weeks, we have the NWA versus PWG Supercard, which we're going to have to start preparing for. I've already started to get some alliance loans to start building the roster up. Like we said, it's not going to be a story-driven show. It's going to be more of a focus on getting the alliance members to kind of wrestle each other. Hopefully pulling some of the more popular members of the PWG roster. You got Joey Ryan on there, etc. Might give us some momentum rub, get some push here. This month, performance, well, that's looking a lot better. Only 2,000 down. We had 12,000 in ticket sales, 20,000 in TV revenue, 7,000 a month in sponsors, and then how much did it cost so far? 14,000 in workers, 9,000 in show costs, and 17 in production. So, I mean, a little bit better. And we'll get some of those pay-per-view sales. I mean, and we do have I think this runs for 42 days. So we got like one more month with our Hulu plan for Starrcade. And at that point, we may just decide to call it there and move on to maybe doing 2 pay-per-views or two events a month and just build up from there, because that doesn't seem like it's really given us what we want. But anyways, that's it for me today. I will see you guys around. Thank you for watching.